Hey, all you beautiful, friendly people, or friendlies as I like to call you. Happy Sunday. This is real time right here. So I know that a lot of you are really curious about some updates about Sadie. She's doing really well. Stay tuned till the end. I put together a super cute Sadie little like montage for you. So stay tuned to the end for that. I'm gonna save it for you for the end. It's like a minute of Sadie trying to take off her bandage, and it was quite adorable. So she's doing great. I think I put her on the pain meds for like a day and a half. She's running around and living her best doggy life. So she's doing fine. I had a nightmare of a day the other day trying to get my medical stuff taken care of. My chest x-ray I didn't get done because insurance didn't. They're going to take up to 30 days to approve it. And I went in to get my blood work done, and they only had, it was a mess. It was a cluster F. It really was. So I did get my valley fever test done, though. That was like the only thing I got done out of a whole blood panel of stuff I was supposed to get done. So I'm waiting on the results from that. I think, when did I get that done? Thursday? Usually for valley fever, if it's negative, the results come back pretty fast. If it's positive, it takes longer. So let me see. I think I got it done on Thursday. So hopefully I'm clear of valley fever. I don't know. I'm feeling okay. Anyway, let me see what else. The fraud mechanic. So did I tell you? Did I tell you that they emailed me? I think I did. They emailed me back and said it was going to take a few days, or it was going to take some time to look at the invoice. That was Tuesday morning. I've not heard from them since, and I'm not going to pester them. I'm not going to hound the owner down to reply to my complaint that they overcharged me and stiffed me on a bunch of work. So I'm giving them until Tuesday morning. That's a week. That's like almost 8 days. And if I don't hear from them by Tuesday morning, I'm going to start taking all the other necessary actions, including letting you know who they are and what they did to me. So there's that. I did finally go get my brakes checked. I went to a third party. I was going to go to the shop that I normally go to. I think I told you on Thursday why I didn't do that. So the guy looked at my brakes. Maybe you guys know this. He didn't even have to take off the wheel, which I thought was really weird. I thought that you would have to take the tire off to really take a look at the brakes and see how old they are. He didn't. He just came out of his shop, said the rotors are brand new, and said the brakes were brand new. Without taking the tire off, he said the brakes were brand new. So that means they did, in fact, replace everything, but they replaced it unnecessarily. I don't know how I feel about that. I also checked the brake fluid. I thought that if you replace the brakes, the brake fluid should be brand new, right? Didn't really look brand new to me because you got to bleed them and everything. So, keeping an eye on Sadie. She's loving it here. So that's where I'm at on all of that. I will keep you posted, definitely. Maybe Tuesday I'll do a video and let you know what's going on. And every day that goes by and I don't hear any response from them at all, this is ridiculous. Who does business like this? The guy emailed me and said, we haven't stayed in business 50 years by overcharging people. Well, okay then, act like it. Instead of he took 3 or 4 days to get back to me when I emailed them. And then he sent me an email and said it's going to take me some time to look at the invoice. That's not how you stay in business 50 years either, in my humble opinion, right? So now we're 8-10 days and they haven't done a thing about an irate customer. Does that sound right to you? So I'm getting madder. But anyway, that's the update. Stay tuned till the end for Sadie's cute video. And I have some interesting travels I'm going to share with you. It's Sunday night, and I've been debating, should I just do an update video for you? But I know you guys like your Sunday night travel videos. So I'm going to put together a little montage of some of my winter adventures in the desert, starting with something I want to buy. This is a really cool find in my travels, and you'll see it soon. But anybody want to buy it with me? And we'll talk more about that when I get there. But enjoy the video and stay tuned till the end for cute Sadie. All right.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to mind your own.
I'm gonna buy it. Even though I walked all the way around, my camera battery went dead, so I didn't get many pictures, but I walked way down. There's a river down there, 240 acres with a river, but I couldn't find any hot springs. I mean, it's cold enough. You'd be able to see the steam, I think, but I walked all the way down to the river, all the way up, all through all the buildings. I don't really see any hot springs. It looks like some areas over here where there were hot springs. Is it possible they covered them up? I don't know. Okay, who wants to go in on this property with me? Okay, let me stop us all right here before we get too carried away. I did look it up later. It's $500,000. $500,000 for this piece of property. Way too rich for my blood. And the hot springs were across the highway. They weren't on the property that I was exploring. So I'm going to go back someday and look at it, see if I can get in the hot springs. Wouldn't that be fun? It's a little close to 93, which is kind of loud, but 240 acres. I'm sure it's expensive. Couldn't do it on my own without taking out a loan, which is not what I want to do. But this is really cool. Fun stuff. Sadie got to run and run and run. I got to explore, freeze my butt off. Time for another cup of coffee and back on the road. Welcome back to the desert. My 4th year in the deserts. Looks the same. How's this for a spot for lunch? I don't like stopping at rest areas because they're crowded. I know, but I like to let Sadie out and just run around. So I just pulled over here and look at it. It's beautiful. And Sadie can run and run and run.
for 12 miles.
This camp that I'm showing you right now is one that I visited over the winter, and I'm going to give you a tip right now. You paying attention if you're out here living on the road or plan to. It has gotten a lot more crowded. Even in the 5 years that I've been living on the road, it's gotten more crowded, but especially because of COVID. I hope that it's going to be better this year as things start opening up. Everybody's getting vaccinated. I hope it's not going to be as crowded, but not holding my breath. So as things get more crowded, people are gravitating toward the published boondocking spots. All of us who've been out here making videos about how to find great boondocking, and if you want to check out my video, I've done a couple of them. I'll put one up here and also in the video description. We talk about all the apps that we use. There's Campendium, there is freecampsites.net. Those are the two main apps that everybody uses. So, and I even said this in my video, that those tend to get more crowded, and they're really crowded now. So my tip, my secret is, if you want to find camping spots that aren't packed in like sardines or like an RV park, then use your Google Maps satellite view and overlay it with an application so that you can determine what public land is. So for example, I use Free Roam. Thank you, Ralph. He introduced me to Free Roam when he was visiting, not last Christmas, the Christmas before. And what did I used to use before that? There was an app I used before that stopped working. So you basically need any app that is you're gonna be able to see where you are or input a location and tell whether or not it's public land. So it's usually color coded for BLM land, National Forest land. So you're going to want an app that you can figure out where public land is, and then overlay that. And like Free Roam, I can actually look on the app. I can do a satellite view and I can zoom in and see, are there any roads in that area of public lands? What do the roads look like? And especially what you're going to look for, which is what I did. No, actually, did I do that here? No, I think this is just an area that I have driven by a million times, and I just followed a road. And you'll see, I am the only one out here. I literally 15 miles away from here, in any direction, actually, are campsites on freecampsites.net, and they are packed. Look at 15 minutes away. I have this all to myself because it's not on a popular app. So if either follow a road that's in public lands and use an app to determine what's public lands, or if you're heading somewhere, use Google Maps, use the satellite view on Google Maps and zoom in. And what's beautiful about that is not only can you see roads, but especially in the desert. It's a lot harder when there's tree cover. So we'll see how I do when I head east this summer. But on BLM land, you can zoom in and you can see, in the desert, it's great because you can actually see tire marks if there's tire marks in the desert, but you can see clearings. So sometimes it works if there's tree coverage, but it especially works in the desert and Bureau of Land Management land. You can zoom in so you'll see a road, and you might see over here a big clearing where there's tire marks and everything. You know people have camped there. Or you might see a road and you just might see clearings on the side that are turnouts. And if it's a BLM road or a National Forest road, 9 times out of 10, you can camp in that turnout because it's not, a turnout like on a windy road that you can only use as a turnout. So that's my secret. That's how I found the campsite that I'm showing you right now. That's the campsite that I'm in right now, just by exploring. And I've said before, that is, the more crowded it gets out here, the more closures we're going to see if people keep congregating and overusing the same areas. So if you can spread out, if you can find your own little piece of heaven, not only is it better for you, it's better for the environment, it's better for the public lands, and it's better in the long term for all of us. All right. And you'll see this beautiful spot that I was in. I had it all to myself. I was here 3 or 4 days, I think I saw one car pass by. Beautiful walks, not too far from my RV, and nice place just to hang out. hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed some of my favorite scenes and camps along the way in the desert this past winter. So a couple things. I am now on TikTok, so check me out on TikTok, Carolyn's RV Life. I'm also on Instagram, Carolyn's RV Life, and of course Facebook and Twitter, but Facebook, Carolyn's RV Life. And I'm starting to post more videos there. Don't worry, I will continue to make YouTube videos. I am posting short videos, little teasers on some of my other social media platforms to try to reach a broader audience and bring more people to my YouTube channel. All right, so check me out on TikTok and Instagram for teasers and maybe little videos that you don't see here. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah. Take care.